in some ways, I mean, especially if you, again, if you're a secularist trying to combat this feature of secularism, there's really not much to turn to because your argument is, well, just don't worry about it too much. Okay, well, if it's the most important thing in the world, I should probably worry about it, you know? So it really, I think the only cure for it is to displace it as the most important thing in the world and to be able to look at politics, not say that it's unimportant, because it's certainly important um, to hmm, it certainly has a significant impact on our lives, on other people's lives, and therefore, because our lives are meaningful and significant, politics does have a place, does have an importance. But if you believe in higher realities, higher virtues, then then it becomes much easier to, even if you're pissed off about politics, to just sigh and be like, okay, that's annoying, but I'm, more invested over here. So I'm going to go do this thing. I guess it just occurred to me that, the best approach for the secularist trying to combat this idea is sort of focusing on the reality of individual accountability and the reality of your effects in the world because it apparently it's not obvious, but I think it's pretty obvious that when you just shout at people and try to get them to do what you want them to do, it doesn't really work that well. So, like, if you actually want to be as effective as possible on the political side of things, you actually have to govern yourself. You actually have to have um, well-regulated interpersonal interactions. You have to be able to look at the way you handled something and be like, ah, man, I let my anger get the better of myself there. Or, sorry about that. I'm trying to not do that. So you can kind of get there with just the emphasis of the more that we have good individuals who believe in the pursuit of truth. I mean, already there you've transcended secularism, actually, because what is truth? But anyhow, uh, you can take that just veneer of pursuit of truth and whatnot and say, actually, the most effective way to do this is to interact in a tolerant, less exasperated manner and to do the work of steel manning the other side, listening to the other side, trying to reach across boundaries, all that sort of stuff. So there's some ability to make that argument from a secular point of view, but I don't think it has as much weight as one might hope. And people again, and then you're fighting against like, okay, maybe that's a great rational argument, but the issue is now you're fighting against people whose religion is politics, and they're not as interested in your rational argument. They're interested in the fact that the highest meaning of their life is, riding on environmental protection or queer rights or whatever uh, horse they've chosen or multiple horses that they're backing, getting that through and getting as much momentum behind it within their own life, so that they can see the results, so that they can feel fulfilled in their actions. That becomes superordinate and will it's a lot harder to displace that with just the rational hope that things will work out for the best if we all calm down a little bit and try to interact more pleasantly with each other.